Anthurium is a genus of herbs often growing as epiphytes on other plants. Some are terrestrial. The leaves are often clustered and are variable in shape. The INF. Laurescens bears small flowers which are perfect, containing male and female structures. The flowers are contained in dense spirals on the spadix. The spadix is often elongated into a spike-shaped bee. But it can be globe-shaped or club-shaped. Beneath the spadix is the spathe, a type of bract. This is variable in shape, as well, but it is lance-shaped in many species. It may extend out flat or in a curve. Sometimes it covers the spadix like a hood. The fruits develop from the flowers on the spadix. They are juicy berries varying in color, usually containing 2 seeds. The spadix and spathe are a main focus of Anthurium breeders, who develop cultivars in bright colors and unique shapes. Anthurium scherzerianum and Anthurium andreanum, 2 of the most common taxa in cultivation, are the only species that grow bright red spathas. They have also been bred to produce spathas in many other colors and patterns. Anthurium plants are poisonous due to calcium oxalate crystals. The sap is irritating to the skin and eyes. Cultivation. Anthurium scherzerianum inflorescence. Like other aroids, many species of Anthurium can be grown as houseplants, or outdoors in mild climates in shady spots. They include Anthurium species such as Anthurium crystallinum and Anthurium clarinovium with its large, velvety, dark green leaves and silvery white venation. Many hybrids are derived from Anthurium andreanum or Anthurium scherzerianum because of the colorful spathas. They thrive in moist soils with high organic matter. In milder climates the plants can be grown in pots of soil. Indoors plan. TS thrive at temperatures between 16–22 degrees Celsius, 61–72 degrees Fahrenheit, and at lower light than other house plants. Wiping the leaves off with water will remove any dust and insects. Plants in pots with good root cyst. MERS will benefit from a weak fertilizer solution every other week. In the case of vining or climbing Anthuriums, the plants benefit from being provided with a totem to climb. Propagation. Anthurium ca. N be propagated by seed or vegetatively by cuttings. In the commercial Anthurium trade, most propagation is via tissue culture. How to grow Anthurium plants. The Anthurium genus contains hundreds of tropical plant species, often admired as houseplants for the bright, nearly year-round flowers. Anthurium is native to the tropical rain forests of Central and South America. Despite sensitivity to temperature and humidity, Anthurium plants are relatively hardy and easy to care for when kept indoors. They are usually sold as cuttings or adult plants, but it is possible to grow them from seeds as well. Caring for an Anthurium. First, prepare a soil mix. Anthurium prefers a coarse, well-draining soil. Try a mixture of equal parts perlite, peat moss, and pine bark. Alternatively, combine THR parts potting mix with 1 part coarse material such as orchid bark or lava rock. If the Anthurium plant is at least a year old, it may prefer an even coarser material achieved by adding a handful of crumbled aquarium charcoal, coarse river sand, or small pieces of broken brick. Then plant Anthurium in a pot 1/3 full of this soil mix. The Anthurium plant should be kept in a pot only slightly larger than itself, or its roots may rot and die. Fill a pot 1/3 of the way full with the prepared potting mix and place the Anthurium on top. Fill in with additional potting mix around the sides. Typically, the roots of the plant will continue to grow above the potting material, so begin with this low level of fill to delay the need to transplant your Anthurium to a larger pot. If you are using a potting mix with less coarse material or worse drainage, consider 1 or 2 layers of pebbles at the base of the container to speed up water drainage. After that, keep in a warm or hot location, within direct sun. Anthurium plants thrive in daytime temperatures between 80 and 90 F 27 to 32 C. If this is not possible, the plant will typically survive indoors at temperatures above 60 F 15.5 C, but warmer is better. Avoid direct sun which may burn the plant, but keep it in a bright location to encourage blooming. A south or east facing windowsill is a good option, north or east facing if you are in the southern hemisphere. Then keep the air humid. Mimic the humid, tropical environment of Anthurium plants by keeping the room at 80% humidity or higher. Placing the pot in an aquarium or a shallow tray of pebbles in water will help achieve a high level of humidity. Mist the plant weekly or daily if you live in a dry climate, making sure to spray portions of the stem that have grown over the lip of the pot. Then keep the soil moist but not soaked. Water in small amounts as necessary to prevent the soil from drying out. Even in hot weather, the soil does not need watering more than once every 2 or 3 days, as the plant does not soak up large amounts of water from its roots. If the leaves turn yellow, but not brown and withered, this may be a sign of overwatering. Let the soil dry out before watering again if this occurs. Provide a stake if the Anthurium is drooping. Most Anthurium plants in nature, but probably the minority sold as houseplants, are epiphytic, meaning they grow on other plants instead of in soil. If your plant is vine-like and failing to support itself, use a stake or other wooden object for the plant to climb up. You do not need to move epiphytic Anthurium out of the soil. It will not cause them harm. Fertilize your Anthurium plant cautiously. Newly planted Anthurium should not need fertilizer for at least a few months. If you decide to apply fertilizer to encourage vivid colors and growth, use a slow-release 3:1:2 fertilizer and dilute it to 1/4 the recommended strength before applying according to the instructions. You can fertilize your Anthurium every other time you water it, or as needed. Transfer to a larger pot whenever necessary. Anthurium plants often build up a mound of roots above the surface of the soil. About once a year, or if the soil begins to dry out rapidly between watering, pack a layer of peat or sphagnum moss over the lower 1/2 or 2/3 of the exposed stem. Keep this layer moist and wait for roots to grow out of the buried portion of the stem. Once they have extended throughout this layer, cut the stem with a clean, sharp knife at the base of the soil mixture, and transfer the buried stem into a new pot, with the buried stem below the level of the soil. Remember, pot Anthurium in a container only 1/3 full of soil, so the stem is below the rim of the pot. Anthurium plants benefits. Absorbs formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is one of the major indoor pollutants. The main source of formaldehyde in indoor are facial tissue papers, paints, synthetic fibers, wooden flooring, wooden furniture, wax paper, shoe polish, other makeup items. The leaves of Anthurium absorbs formaldehyde and thus helps in cleaning the indoor air of houses and offices. Removes xylene. Another major air polluter. NT is xylene that is mainly found in paints, tobacco smoke, rubbers, vehicle exhaust. A major cause of xylene pollution is poor ventilation in the buildings. Therefore, planting Anthurium helps in reducing xylene pollution. Planting Anthurium in offices where printers are there will help in controlling the level of xylene. Reduce ammonia. Ammonia is mainly emitted from building concrete materials and paints. Ammonia is corrosive in nature and irritates the respiratory tract and also lowers the body's resistance to other diseases. Overexposure of ammonia also causes cancer and other degenerative diseases. Anthurium plants thus help in absorbing ammonia and makes the indoor air clean to breathe.